Daytona International Speedway. Tuesday evening, round 2 of Daytona 500 testing. The first week is history, and Jimmie Johnson was fastest again in solo runs. Looks like he's got things under control. But just as the Hendrick bunch was starting to pat themselves on the back, we had some tire problems. Mears crashed, hit the wall. Right front tire, it looks like. Carl Edwards says right front tires are blistering. Reed Sorenson also had a problem. Elliott Sadler says he's not worried. Says he's been down here long enough to know that on a green racetrack like this, and it rained last night, you're going to have tire problems in January at Daytona. He says once they have the 24 hours and a couple of days of practice and get some rubber down, the tire problems will go away. Carl Edwards isn't so sure. He's a little worried about things. Says he'll wait till Wednesday morning before he really pushes his car very hard. The big story down here so far is Toyota. Toyota's looking fast, and if you remember back to Talladega last fall, Toyota was fast. The fastest Toyota here, hey, this is a surprise, Jacques Villeneuve at a Bill Davis camp with Slugger Lobby as his crew chief. They're doing a very good job. One of the key men in the Toyota surge is Ronnie Crooks, chassis specialist, good old boy from Alabama who looks totally out of place among all these highfalutin engineers, but he's one of the most respected chassis men in the business. And he's been with Joe Gibbs for years and years, key behind Tony Stewart's championship runs. And in exchange for some help from Toyota, Gibbs is letting Ronnie work with Michael Waldrop and the Red Bull team, and they're fast. And he's also working with Jacques Villeneuve. Toyota, big story. They say they can not only win the Daytona 500, Lee White, the field boss for Toyota, says he's looking for the championship. He says he could put as many as 4 Toyota teams in the chase. Now, Rick Hendrick, the way he dominated last season, might have something to say about that. Jack Roush has already said he plans to put all 5 of his in the title chase. Dodge, nobody's heard much from Dodge. Elliott Sadler says that's because Dodge needs to get its act together. I talked to Michael Delahunty today, the number 2 guy for the Dodge operation. He says last year was just amazing, that Dodge had good cars, good equipment, good teams, and just terrible luck. It reflected on Ryan Newman's problems in Charlotte, where just as Ryan was about to win the race, he crashes. And of course we know what happened to Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart here. They were dominating the Daytona 500 when they took each other out halfway through, just a year ago. So Toyota's looking like a big story. And of course there's Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs just resigned today as coach of the Washington Redskins. Presumably that gives him more time to come down here and play NASCAR. He's been away for 4 years now, and he should be a welcomed addition because with Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Tony Stewart, his son J.D. Gibbs is going to have his hands full keeping everybody happy and not at each other's throats. That's the story here from Daytona International Speedway. Tuesday evening, Mike Mulhern for the Winston-Salem Journal, journalnow.com. We got plenty more to go.